good morning. This is Dr. Cool Auto Fix. Today we have in our side here Lexus RX350 2010 model, and the customer complaint on this very car here is that the AC blow cold sometimes, then to shut off, then start blowing warm air. I was actually thinking that I've find this kind of problem before, but unlikely. The last time I dropped a note on it, finally he decided to fix it this time, and we'll reach an agreement on the cost. So today, for most of you who have a Lexus RX350 from 2010 model upward, if you have a Lexus that have a Lexus RX350 that blows cold sometimes, then stops, then start blowing warm, then this is your lucky day and your happy day to get that problem resolved. He also mentioned about the headlamp not working, not focusing straight, and that is it right here, which also we're going to look into. So without further much time, let me go ahead and go into the car, put on the ignition, run some diagnosis, then we see what we find and know exactly what we're gonna deal with here. So the first thing I'm gonna do here is to get inside here and get my OBD dongle connected, which is somewhere down here. Okay, so I have my launch commander here. So before doing that, there's the key here for this kind of system. All you need to do is to tap it twice, 1, 2, and the ignition is on. So I want to go ahead and you can feel the fan right now. So this is, I have my thermometer here. You can see the readings just about 30 degrees. This is morning, so I'm gonna go ahead and pull this thing off. Even though if I insert it in the vent like that, it's not gonna create any problem. So let me go ahead and insert it in the vent just here, so I can use it to monitor how cold the system is. So here I'm gonna go ahead and select Lexus and allow it to pair. If you listen closely, you can hear the sound of the fan. So let me go ahead and turn it off from here. Okay, go ahead and select 16 pin. So technically speaking, I'm going to be diagnosing it and give you whatever is troubling it. So should you have that problem, you should use it to solve your own car problem. So go to automatic. I'm going to go to 2011 upward radar cruise. Okay, you can see right there. So I'm going to go ahead and run it down on it. See what I'm going to find. Hurry up, I don't got all day. Hurry up, man. Why it's communicating with the control modules? Okay, so go ahead and do system selection, body. Go ahead to, okay, for the headlamp problem, it's supposed to be ASF stuff. As you can see right there, it's writing check ASF system, check ASF system. So that's it right here. I can just go over there and let's look it up before we go onto the AC system. Read fault code. Wow. Wow, so you can see that. So the guy is actually right, it has malfunction in the headlight control system. So let's go ahead and go back into and look for the AC system Oh, sorry. Okay, so go ahead and click on 8 AC air conditioner. Okay, so we'll go ahead and read fault code. And funny, there is no trouble code. No trouble code. Okay. This part here is where I get tipsy. So let me go ahead and start the car. You press your foot on the gas, on the brake pedal, and one push, it should start. Okay, now she's awake. So I'm gonna go ahead and on the AC system, you can see even the temperature dropped to 25 because it's more like a room temperature. So I'm gonna go ahead and stick for AC. Now stick for AC. The next thing I want to check is to see if the compressor turned on. So let me go ahead and open the hood. Okay, there's a lot of things here, so we want to get some of the tab out to be able to see. But the first thing we want to check is, did the fan peaks? If the fan peaks, then it means you received the AC command signal. So let's go ahead and look it up. There you go, the fan is spinning, so which means you received the signal. Now the next thing we want to look out for is, did the compressor peak? Let's go ahead and look at it. Oh yes, you can see the compressor spinning right there. Let me give it a light so you see it better. Now you can see the compressor right there. So the compressor clutch engaged. And the fan is spinning. Now the next thing which I want to do here as a service technician here is, I want to hook up my gauge set and know exactly what the reading I'm getting there is, because that's what's going to give me exactly what is really going on. So I'm going to go ahead, have my manifold gauge set. So, and here is the liquid line. You want to hold this one here and snap it on. Now we have the high side. Also going to open it. Also going to open this up and snap it on. Okay. Now that I have my manifold gauge set, so I'm going to go ahead and open it and press it so it can take reading. Okay. I'm going to also go ahead and open this one here and take readings. Okay. I hope you guys are participating right now. So you can see on the high side we're having around 150 psi, and on the low side we're having around 60. So what does that tell you? Now let's go back into the car. So which means right here the compressor is actually working, right? Now let's go back into the car and let's check the reading on our thermometer. Okay, you can see right there the reading dropped from 25 to 20, but this is really poor. Now I want to go ahead and give the engine a rev and let's see what she got. Let's see if the reading here is going to change. Now we've taken the temperature all the way down. You can see right there is low, and still the temperature reading here is not different from there is no significant temperature difference between what we got here initially before we turn on the AC system. So now as we can see right now, the compressor received power and is working. And back on the gauge again, let's see what is going on the gauge. so we can know where this guy is. Now you can see it right there. The low side has just climbed up and the high side just dropped from 150 psi. So technically speaking, this is a compressor related issue. Now there is some other things which I want to know, which the best way to actually do it, to be able to know which of them could be the problem, because here the compressor having a problem could actually mean two things. It could be one, not completely that the compressor is bad, but a defective solenoid control valve. So which I'm gonna go over there to give you another shot to show you that the compressor is actually working. Okay, and that's the clutch that is actually spinning right here. You can see it. That's the clutch. So at this very case here, based on my own experience, technically speaking, this is the guy who is responsible for this mess right here. The guy I'm touching right now, that's the man who is causing the problem. So in order to fix that, you can replace him. But before doing so, I'm going to perform one more test. And that test is a kind of test I used to perform to know if the system is actually working fine. So I'm going to go ahead and pull this high side off. Without discharging it, it's going to make a pop sound, right? So be careful and hold it strong. Now, okay, based on the test I can see right now, which I've actually taught you guys before on how to check system, I can confirm that the compressor is good. The problem here is the solenoid control valve has just failed. So I'm going to be letting this engine to cool down before I uninstall the compressor, recover the refrigerant, then get the solenoid valve replaced, and we should be having a better reading this time, and the system should be cooling and no more blowing warm sometimes and blow cold sometimes. Now you have known the problem with most RX350 that have at least up to 150 mileage on. This one, I am certain that the person who, before sending it down here, or the person who imported it from US or Canada, resetted it before sending it down. So even we can go over there again, there is nothing further which you can test here, because seemingly, suppose the compressor didn't pick up, you could actually do actuation testing, which is a component testing, and see if the compressor, the magnetic clutch relay is working, which is here. We can actually test it. But here the magnetic clutch, as we look at it, is actually working, and the compressor is picking up, but you can see the reading has gone back to where it was before. So now that you know how to fix, now that you know how to troubleshoot RX350 that cools sometimes and blow warm sometimes, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, give me a thumbs up, and I gotta catch you guys later. I think I'm a man of my word here, because I told you guys the other day that we've not reached an agreement, so I won't go ahead and just start to troubleshoot it. But here, you gotta. Okay guys, this is Dr. Cool Auto Fix. I gotta catch you guys later. Bye for now. Bye.